Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Airport CEO. This is the release version and it is aptly named. Let's quickly have a look over here. The Release Internation Airport. Yes, and so we have started getting some commercial flights coming in. I have gone along and booked a few, slotted a few more in. So hopefully we won't run out of flights anytime soon. I'll continue to slot in a couple as they arrive, but there's been, thank you so much for all the comments. Lots of comments suggesting we don't need more contracts at the moment. The rating will go up and we'll see how it goes from there. Lots of support for this series and I'm loving it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I do appreciate all the comments. I read through all of them. And yeah, keep them coming. So what we're going to do in this episode, I'm going to start looking at the planning tool. A lot of you have been shouting out saying planning tool is new. So interestingly, it switches from that yellow feeling to the white feeling. So you know that the planning tool is actually being used. So what I thought I'd do is I thought we would maybe plan out the extension over here, and let's do a small slither to see that we actually are in the planning mode. Excellent. We are in the planning mode. Ooh, we can't double up. And it does give us those walls in there. So let's remove those and then let's try and see. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure we've got room for a pretty substantial kind of main terminal hall kind of thing. So something like that. Oh, loving the planning tool, guys. Absolutely loving it. Unfortunately, I don't think what I'll be able to do here is we won't be able to kind of build it in little sections, will we? So if I click on this, right, can I say build the stuff? Build planned objects, drag to select planned objects to build. Ooh. Okay, maybe. Let's have a look at something. Let's have a quick look at something before we get too overboard and do it all wrong. Let's have a quick look. So if I demolish these guys, well, not demolish, remove it from the planning. We'll go back, we'll set it back in there. I just want to make sure I understand properly how this is going. So now, in terms of stuff that's not too expensive, I'm going to go and grab the little footpaths here. And I'm going to say, buddies, we're going to do an extension of the footpath up to, say, there, so that we can build in another one of these guys. So that's planning, right? Now, if I say, okay, so I can click it and then I can drag the section that's to be built. Why is that? Ah, there it goes. So, excellent. So that works beautifully. Okay, I'm not going to pause the game with the hope that we continue to make some money. Over the last 24 hours, we're really not making a lot. Is it running? Oh, it's not running. It's running? Yeah, it's running slowly. Let's get the double speed at least. I'm going to keep it kind of going. Oh, this was the part of the sandbox stuff that I'm doing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there's some open slots over here, so we can see about getting another flight in there. Okay, now let's get back to the planning. So let's switch on over to the planning mode. I like the fact that it's white, or a different color at least, so that it gives you an indication that you're not in the build mode. So as a starting point, I would like to do a little bit of this. So one thing that's interesting, if I drag out a little slither of this to be built in between, I wonder how that'll actually work. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I don't think we can do that, can we? Oh, beautiful, we can. I wanted to get rid of that guy. That guy's really in the way, as is this guy. I will definitely see about leaving some of them in, or maybe building some of them that works for us, but for the time being, that's just what's going to be. Okay, now, if I have a look, and if we say that we want the big guys up here, so can we, from a planning perspective, we can only plan out the stuff that we've researched. Okay, so before we get too infused, floor construction permit is in fact underway. So we'll do that. So let's plan out where we're going to have the small guys. And I want to do these proper ones over here. So I was thinking, and there's been a lot of debate around the width of Taxiway. So ranging from, well, very small, actually, 3, 5, and 7s to it seems to generally be 5 for the small ones. Mediums ranged from 7 to 11. Large ranged from 9 to 13. I think, and there's been some suggestions that saying that you can use 5, 7, and 9, but you need to leave extra space alongside them for stuff like that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with 5, 7, and 9. No, 5. I'm thinking 5, 9, and 13, actually. That's what I'm going to do. 5, 9, and 13. Yeah, I think that's an appropriate one. So we'll plan out with that for the time being, and we'll see how that goes. So if we're talking taxiway, and we want to have room for a small taxiway over here, so we'll do a little bit of a fiver, something like this, right? And what I was hoping is to get a few slots over on this side. We could maybe do a few mediums on that side. Yeah, that'll be beautiful. And then we'll see what else we do over here. Okay, so if we do the small guys, so if we, I would like to leave a little bit of room there and obviously flip it around to something like this. So if we do something like this, and I don't know if we need to necessarily go beyond like 5 or 6 of them over here. So if we do something like that, 6, 7, 8. The problem is I need to remember that we need some room for our baggage handling facility. So I think 6 is okay. I don't think we use that many of the small planes, or unless we can still provide maybe some access points over here, or we can double up with some other ones on the other side of whatever it is that we're going to build over here. We could in fact do a little something like that. So maybe do something like this and have a slither in here for our small guys over here. I think that might be a good idea. Now let's continue to get our asphalt guys going. And the idea that what I was wondering about is, do we do something like this? We run it down here, and we, in this location, we just kind of tie that in there, so there's a little bit of a movement in there. Yeah, I like that setup. That setup looks pretty good. Okay, I like that. That's not bad. So this is kind of how we're starting to do our planning. I love the fact that we've got a planning tool now. It makes a lot of sense to me. Is the game paused? No, the game is not paused. It's running along quite nicely. I just want to make sure that we keep feeding the beast so that we don't run out of flights at any kind of general given point. That's a little bit of a bummer that slot is so far removed, but that's almost a full day over there. Excellent. Now, okay, with that in mind, let's see about our terminal extension. So at the very least, we're going to do something like this, right? If we do that, and we decide we're going to also do, come on, I'm just getting more of this. I'm loving the planning tool, and I'm worried that I'm going to go all over the top with this planning tool. I think this might be a little bit too much. I'd rather do the mediums on this side, to be honest, and I'd rather we have a slightly larger terminal area. I think that's the idea. I don't want something that's too small. With this area over here, we can see maybe that becomes a bit of a baggage handling area, and we can run vehicles into all kinds of directions to feed anything over here, really. Yeah, that might be cool if we do our baggage handling section by section like that. That won't be bad. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this guy and do the big boy. So if we do something like that, there we go. That's kind of the plan. And we'll do the larger pieces over there, but this will give us a fair bit of room to maneuver, and we can kind of do these guys at the lower level, and we can have the top level come on in for the mediums on the other side. I think that's a good idea. Now, we don't have baggage handling sorted out yet in terms of what's been planned, so let's speed up the game a little bit so that we can get our research done a little bit quicker. Okay, back to Wednesday. Can we slot in an extra flight over here? Beautiful. And we've also got another one right there, and we'll slot that one in right over there. Excellent, confirmed. So now Wednesday is fully booked, and that's good. So now we can move along quite nicely. Okay, so that's the planning section over there. That's the idea. And what I want to do is I want to actually get this all hooked up and get started on that construction and move these guys out this way. In which case, I probably didn't do the right thing. So what I'll do, what is the extent of what I'll be building over here? Can I, for instance, build more of this little footpath stuff here in the interim and have these guys come out over here? I think that's what I kind of want to do. Maybe connect them up with a bit of a footpath. I think that's the plan. Now, the question is, I can't actually build a footpath through here, can I? So if I go back to planning mode, and I mean the building mode, and I can see the planning tool is still there. If I now go and say, give me a footpath, and build my footpath over here, it in fact can't do it because of what planning is underneath there. Okay, so anyway, thought that might be an issue. So what I'm going to do for the time being, I'm going to demolish some of this. Oh, nice, nice. It actually is not too bad. It is not too bad. I'm going to get rid of all of that. What I'll do is we'll start out with a little section over here. That's a pretty pricey little section. But we'll start off with that. Like so. And I'll have the guys. So what I'll do is I'll just drag that out there to remind me that that's the plan, that I'm going to have the terminal in this little area over here. Project completed for construction permit. So let's go over there and continue our stuff over here. So I would like us to get to some of the other ones. Multiple terminal operations, remote stand services, catering. Catering is good. Advanced runway lighting, baggage handling. Probably baggage handling is the one that we're going to be on about. How many of these guys do I have? I've got 5, so we can get through baggage handling. That's a good one to start off on. Now, what I'm keen on doing, so now we've got some extra stuff that we can deal with. So what I want to do is actually just run, and I'm just going to run it straight from here to over there, a bit of a footpath, so that we don't overspend on the money. What do we have over here? Tunnels? Oh, that's the floor construction stuff that's caused that. Okay, so if I go and say, buddies, it's not quite where I wanted to tie into. So let's do a little bit of this, we'll do a little bit of that, and do a little bit of that. And that's kind of the idea. Now I'll sort that out. We'll get some secure zoning in place over here. So let's just make sure we securely zone this little walkway all the way up here. We'll plan in a door. I want to see if we use the door stuff a little bit more. So now the door isn't there. Let's see, did we in fact get the secure zone to connect? I believe it did. I believe it did connect. Yeah. Now we need a door over on this side, and what I'm thinking is maybe we'll have to do a little bit of tweaking on this side too. So let's get back to this, get this guy going on. Apologies if it's, what did I do? I thought we were in the planning mode. We're not in planning mode? Oh no, we are. Wow, that was interesting. Do a little bit of that, okay, and then put a door over here. This is a temporary arrangement so that we can accommodate more flights. Not the medium one. I want the large one. Come on. The large door, slot it in there, so that at least the guys don't get wet in here. This is going to be a temporary solution. We're going to build a proper extension to the terminal. Just wanted to make sure that this is a secure zone right over here. Similarly, we probably need a few doors in here. I do like the fact that we're using a proper planning tool a little bit better now. Excellent. More doors, and more doors. Nice. Okay. So with all of that in mind, that's kind of working. Now we can get this all built. Did we finish off another section? No, that's just the floor stuff. Okay. Now let's get the construction going on. So if I go and drag that out, nice. I like it. Up to about there. Excellent. Now can I drag out this guy? Like so. Excellent. So that beautiful. I love it. It's really good. I do like it. Now we can get the guys to come out over here to the new terminal section over here. And the intent is that we really start getting some of our bits and pieces sorted out over here. So we need some of them in there. How much money do we have? We've got a fair bit of money. I'm tempted to just go nuts and get it all built. That's not too bad. Let's get all of that built, and we'll get all of this built. There we go. So now that is in fact all built. It cost us a fair bit of money, but now we can start moving slowly start moving the flights over from the one to the other one. We'll rename these appropriately. That would be pretty good. So what we do need to do over here is let's just make sure that these are in fact, oh no. Luckily we don't have them all connected yet, but these need to be commercial. Now we do need to have a few of these desks in place. So maybe back to the planning tool. I'm just going to, if we go back to the planning tool, we'll let the game run. We'll go back to the planning tool and we'll have a look at some of these desk situations that we've got over here. So I would like boarding desks, right? And from a boarding desk perspective, we only got these little guys. Can we, in the R&D space, get the rest going? When do we get the bigger ones? It's mediums, right? So I'm kind of wondering, do we fly with this a little bit more? Do we keep running at higher degrees of speed over here before? With a few more days, right? So let's leave it running. I don't quite get why at this point in time we have got no flights, because they've already left and we're waiting on the next arrivals. That's pretty good, huh? Winter is coming. Nice. On the route is good. People are all already here, waiting for the on the route ones. Delayed? Why are you delayed? We are working top speed ahead, right? Can we fast forward? Because there's an aircraft in motion. Did someone... Oh, crap. This is the thing. I need to... I need to upgrade this. That's why we've got delays going on. That's why we've got no money coming in. Okay. Well, let's sort that out. Okay, that's a bummer. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to upgrade this runway straight away. Additional... Can I upgrade, please? Excellent. Now, PAPI lights. I'm going to grab some PAPI lights and we're going to place them kind of right over there. Oh, this is in the planning tool. Nice. I don't even mind it too much. I like actually working in the planning tool. Actually, that's probably a good idea to work in the planning tool like so. Excellent. So now we've got some flights coming in. Hopefully the durability of this thing will help us get things working a little bit better. Okay. So if I go back to the G menu, do we have delays out there? On time. So we're getting the guys out and about fairly quickly, which is good. Which is good. I like it. I like it. It's still pretty dark. Can we get things moving a little quicker? What I don't want to do is I don't want to assign any more flights right now, because I'd rather just, because Wednesday is full. Oh, and then we're going to slowly have to trickle these guys out. I'd rather maybe get through Wednesday and then start assigning to the new spots over here. But what I would hope to do is by that time get our research up and running so we can get more proper boarding desks. That's kind of what I have in mind. So get this baggage going on. It's a bit of a slow operation. These guys are hopefully giving us a fair bit of money. I wouldn't mind getting fueling services going on for these guys. But what I'm thinking is we'll have our fueling for this somewhere over here, and these guys can connect maybe straight over that way. I think this is a great idea that I've got this little area here for all of our services, and this is like the smaller planes parking up over there. People can see them from the road. Our road stuff is coming along really nicely. I mean, look at all of this. I've tidied it up a little bit. Look at our little access boulevard. We've got some lights going on. This area obviously needs to be cleaned up a fair bit still, but not too bad. Not too bad. What's going on if I check the G piece over here? On the route, no one is not on time. We're getting our turnaround services done, I believe. Do we have, let's have a quick look. If we have a look at staffing levels, is it under operations? Actually, where would I find, can't remember where I need to find whether we're missing staff. Dashboard, operations, economy. Somewhere there was a bit of stuff going on. I don't have any of this. Is it just because I don't have everything sorted out here? Nothing researched? I can't remember where you needed to... must be under statistics. Yeah, there we go. We need a CIO. That's the issue. That is the issue. Also love the fact that people are kind of having at me for using the the tutorial. Because things change, you know, it's good to check back with the tutorial every now and again. I don't believe I'm heavily using the tutorial, but because things change, it's good to come back and have a look at the tutorial every now and again. Now, have we finished this research? We are very close. I'm sorry, guys. I really wanted us to get research done. That's why I want to continuously do research while we're planning out stuff a little bit more. So the idea is, let's go back into the planning menu. Actually, can we toggle to planning with a shortcut key? Probably not. Doesn't look like it. Okay. So now the idea being that obviously these guys are in the way a little bit. So let's just have a look. So if we say we're going to go with the medium stance, we don't have the medium stance, but the idea would generally be that now from here in the planning tool, right, we're going to run this guy obviously up there, okay? Then we're going to run this guy over on this side. And it might here be the fact that here it goes wider to the 9 for the medium stance, but we need the room for the medium stance first. So we'll need to understand the sizing of the medium stance to make sure that we get our taxiway in place here for the medium stands on this side. Obviously, we want enough room over here to run some roads around. We want to provide multiple access points, these kind of things. That's the plan. Okay, let's go back to our R&D. Really, really close now, and I'm hoping I can get the medium boarding desk so we can finish this section off and move the commercial flights over here. It is pretty slow at the moment. That is just the start of an airport, and I do want us to. I'm quite comfortable with our money. I know that's not there, but since I've built these, we're at about 2.2 million. So slowly it's trickling up and down and things like that. But as long as it's slowly trickling up, and we're not just constantly spending money, then I'm very happy. Really, I'm very happy. We are in Tuesday, so we still need to get through a full day, and we still haven't finished our research. I think the research just got finished. Let's pause the game while we quickly have a look at where we will in fact find the medium. Oh, that's the medium aircraft permit. So that gives us medium boarding desk. That's the one that I'm after. So let's get the medium one going. We'll start the project, okay, and get as many people on board with that as we can. Probably about time for us to add one more staff member so we can do that as quickly as possible. I'm looking after an administrator. Oh, that's a pretty good administrator right over there. Oh, that's pretty pricey for how good that one is. I'd rather go with Militia, I think. Ibrahimovic, I think. So let's grab her, and we'll continue our journey over here. And then hopefully if we go to R&D, we can actually extend by adding an extra person in there. So that's take about 24 hours. What I'm keen on is actually making our way through all of these flights in a fast and efficient manner. So we haven't had any concerns with queuing or anything like that. This area is working pretty nicely. All the administrators have desks. It's a nice little setup we've got going on over here at the moment. I would like to get all of that sorted out. What we could do in the meantime is I can actually go. Oh, we can start planning out. Our. So if I go, yeah, the plan was, hang on, let's do it from this side so we can actually see where that goes. So up to there, yeah, that's the plan. The plan is all the way over there. So now, this is kind of the setup of the operation. And I don't think this needs any substantial planning. That just goes straight in, even if you're doing it in the planning tool. That just goes straight in. Okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. So no queuing here. I believe our secure zone is okay, so I would like to toggle for that. I believe our secure zone is in place. Yeah, secure zone is absolutely in place, so that's awesome. Now, staff is now a pretty far distance away from here, and there's no bathrooms and things like that. What I wouldn't mind doing, actually, because this is the final operation, let's quickly see about getting some like windows and stuff in place here. So let's say, I want to do... So hang on, and that maybe this is exactly why you've got the planning tool, right? So grab the planning tool. Let's see what kind of window setup is going to look really awesome here. I think that works really nice. Having a full blown stretch of windows all the time, I feel is not quite realistic. You do need some structural support in between, and something like this Works quite well, actually. It looks really nice. So let's go ahead and get all of those built in. There we go. There we go. They should all be facing the same way. Yeah, because I've planned them all out in the same time. So that's awesome. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. That's awesome. I like it. Now, have we finished all this stuff yet? Whoa, we're miles away. We're miles away. Okay, what we can do now is plan out what kind of an area we're going to have available over here. So I wouldn't mind having this as kind of the main walkway. And we might have to tweak it around from time to time. So what I was thinking is let's make it look and feel a little bit nicer by doing something like this. Ooh. Because they're now slightly over. Well, let's just do that then, right? If we do this, right? And make this the kind of waiting area for it. I actually wouldn't even mind exiting the guys out this way. Yeah. Yeah. We can't do one ways at all, right? We can't do a one-way operation? I don't think we can. There's no one-way operation that we could do here. Anyway, the idea is that we do a little something like this. Okay. So once we get that coming in, let's get the rest of this going. Okay, run that about, let's do it like slightly offset like this. Okay. Do we need as much though? Maybe we do a little bit more, something like this, and we kind of try and funnel them out into that direction. And then this is kind of the area where, do we need it to be that? Something like that, maybe. Now, let's get some seating and stuff in here. Okay, so maybe for the smaller ones, we'd rather do something like this. Yeah, I like that idea. Okay, something like that. That's pretty good. And we'll do a very similar one on this side. And I think that's going to be more than enough seating for this guy, right? We'll get our boarding desk of what variety ever in here. At the same time, what I'd like to do is let's grab some bins on this side. Yeah, we'll do a bin over there and a bin over here, something like that. Probably do an extra few plants. That wouldn't be wouldn't be too bad. If we can do a couple of plants over here and over there. Maybe another slightly different plant next to this guy. That I like that. And over here, what will we do over there? No, not flowers, not flowers. Maybe just slightly different kind of plant variety right over there. This is going to be the channelization. Now, the question is, do we provide... I think vending machines is a good idea. So we'll go ahead, provide one vending machine over on this side, one vending machine over on the other side. I like the idea of doing that. So there we go. And that's kind of the setup that I'm after. Okay, something like this is what I'm after. And so we'll funnel out these guys, a very nice little setup over here. We'll try and funnel out the arrivals straight out through that way. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that though, because we can't in fact block off doors, make one-way arrangements or anything to that effect. So it will be a little bit of a challenge. The guys will probably go straight up over that way. So maybe we don't get too overboard with building the entire thing out. Maybe we'll try and test out the first one over here. So this guy is going to be... so what shall we do it? What shall we do it? So it shall be... SL1, small local 1. SI1, yeah. So let's do SD for small domestic 1. Yeah, let's have a fancy setup over here. SD2, this will be SD3. There we go. This one here will be SD4. Nice. And ooh, how many do we have? 6. Wow. Didn't even SD5 and SD6. SD6. Okay. Have we finished off our research over there? We're probably at the end, about the end of this episode. I'll wait till we get the research done, so I'll quickly slot those in and we'll see. And then maybe in between episodes, I'll quickly move all of our flights over here so that we can do better planning on this side. I was keen to get our commercial up and running really quickly, but maybe that was a little premature. I'd rather get this sorted out. Our money is holding at about the number where I would expect our money to be holding, but I'm hoping we can get a real nice little setup going on over here, and I was hoping we could find a way of one-way stuff. Why do I feel there should be something one-way related in here somewhere? There's obviously the walkways, but apart from that, I don't think there's anything one-way related. Is this thing? Oh my god. Just fix it every now and again. I do need to sort that out a little quicker. Yeah, this is cool. I just wanted just to be able to... Oh, you know what we could do? Maybe I could actually funnel them out with something like this. Hang on. That's our research done. Just getting back to the funneling over here. I was wondering, maybe I could funnel them out like this. We'll see how that works. If I can funnel that out, that would be absolutely awesome. And then, to be honest, we can do the small guy over here because that's going to be... Let's get rid of these guys. And what I'm thinking, now we've got the bigger desks, right? So now let's grab the medium desk. What I'm wondering is, do we do the desk over here and have the guys walk in that way? Yeah, I like it. Alternatively, we could do something like this. Yeah, actually, maybe that's even better. Maybe that's better. That just kind of illustrates that the whole thing is, in fact, closed off a little bit. I do like the fact that it kind of lines up, but we can obviously move it up there a little bit and line it up over there. But I'd rather have a little bit more space on that side. I don't think the space on the other side really bothers us too much. Okay, and then what I'd want us to do, just finish the whole thing off a little bit with this guy and do that. And now we can actually we could have put a vending machine or something in this general area. So there we go. How about that? How about that? We need to link these guys up though. I believe this is commercial, right? Is this linked? Anyway, guys, I think that's what I'm going to call the episode. So how about this? How are you feeling about this setup? I like the idea of we're actually funneling these guys. We're providing them with a little bit of seating, appropriate with a small plane, and we're also doing the best kind of separation we can potentially do with this operation. Something that would be quite interesting is if we split it up into two little doors over there instead. Maybe a small door and a medium door over here, or something like that, with a little piece of wall in there. Something that's worth thinking about. So, guys, I'm going to take this series a little slower and do a lot more work in the space of making it look like a proper airport terminal. And we're going to obviously keep a firm eye on our cache to make sure that the cache actually kind of reflects what's happening in reality. I'm going to keep a good eye on our ratings as we get a little bit more action going on. I'll keep a firm eye on the ratings, and what we'll do is we'll tweak layouts and things like that to see if we can't get those ratings to come up a little bit more. But at the moment, I'm loving it. We need to find the spot for the baggage handling, and so I wouldn't be opposed to getting some form of baggage handling at least going on for now. But anyway, for the moment, that's where we are. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Please feel free to leave some comments down below. Tell me what you think of this slightly enhanced approach to building an airport. It's going to be a slower series because of it. So do let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like us detailing the airport a little bit better as a nice terminal, a nice workable terminal, instead of just kind of plopping them in as quickly as we can? Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.